Hi, today I'd like to talk about whether our loved ones are sabotaging us. Interesting topic. It follows on from the last few posts that I've done, Facebook Lives, about planning our change and motivation. We all like to think that our nearest and dearest have our best interests at heart, and I'm sure they do at a conscious level. But just like us, their subconscious often does things that mean that they don't behave in exactly the same ways that they would like to, desire to, or even realise that they're doing. So you've been planning your change. You've looked at your motivation. You've started to plan out what you need to do, how you're going to do it, the two sides of your motivation. You need your nearest and dearest on board. That's the ideal, isn't it? That everybody in your circle is there supporting your change, helping you towards your goal and your away from goal. But as I say, they're just like us. They have little bits inside them that are sabotaging them, changing their behaviours. And this is your change, not their change. Often when change is forced upon us, it's not as welcome as when you choose to take it yourself and choose to make that change yourself. So we need to consider that they aren't quite as passionate about this change as maybe you are. They might be though. That's brilliant if they are. So we need to consider what this change will do to them, what impact it's going to have on your nearest and dearest, because you're changing, and to allow that change, it will impact them. If not, why are you changing? So, what does it mean to them? Does it mean they're going to get a fit at you? And will it demonstrate that they are not fit? Are they going to get a more focused you? And do they actually want a more focused you? Are they going to get a you that wants to organise the whole space that they live in and that they occupy? And they might not want that. So there's lots of things that might impact them in a way that we need to consider when planning your change. There are many stories out there, particularly in a therapy setting, where people have gone for a change, and it typically turns up very obviously in weight loss because that's an area that's quite easy to sabotage. So quite often a client will set their goals, and they will say that they want to achieve these things, and to achieve those things they may be cutting out some of those snacky foods, the crisps, the chocolate, whatever, doesn't really matter. And then they'll find out that their loved one will turn up and go, "Oh, I've just bought you a little treat. It's only a little treat, it will be fine." Is it fine? What does that do to your plan? What does that do to your motivation? The loved one presumably meant it in a very loving way. It's a little treat. You're doing well. But actually, is that enough to derail you? We need to consider these things when planning your change. So you get those situations, as I say, weight loss is really a very obvious one. But there are other ones. Smoking, you'll go out, you'll be with friends, they'll know that you're trying to quit, and someone will offer you a cigarette. Oh, it's just one. Is it just one? Does your plan allow for just one? What is just one? Is just one a smoker? Or is just one a non-smoker who's just having one? So there are quite a few things that you need to consider that the loved ones may influence the change plan that you have. So while you're planning your change, you need to consider the impact on those around you. What does your change mean to them? What might they lose? What might they gain through your change? The biggest piece of advice I'd like to give you today is to communicate with them openly and honestly. If you don't want those little treats turning up, and you need them to be as strict with you as you're being with yourself, please talk to them about it. Have a chat with them about what it will mean to them. Have a chat about what it means to you as well, and why you're going for this. Because with them on board, you're so much more likely to achieve your goals than if they're sabotaging you, or if they're working completely against you. So I ask you to consider this while you're doing your plan, while you're doing your plan for change. Who are those people who are supporting you? Maybe some of those loved ones need to be left out of your support group. It doesn't mean cut them out completely, but consider how they will interact with you during this time. And plan in, as I mentioned, potential for that sabotage from other people. So what will you do when somebody goes, oh, it's just a piece of cake, it's birthday cake. Go on, have a piece of cake. What are you going to do? What are you going to say? A good friend of mine often says, it's okay to say no. It really, really is okay to say no. So consider that while you're going about things. Remember, it's your journey, but there are people that you will need to take on that journey with you, and it will impact them. So plan for sabotage. See you next week.